what is the process or expected process of a whistleblowing activity in a business? Let's hit that first.
Okay. So the first thing that you could really think about doing as an employer or a company is to have a well-documented and a well-circulated employment reporting policy. Okay. Right? And so if your employees don't have a handbook or don't know where they can go to, that's not great. If your handbook doesn't say anything about reporting what you believe to be unlawful activity, that's also not great. Yep. So one of the things that you could do is as you start to grow from a smaller company of a few employees to a larger company is become a lot more standardized, and to have a employee handbook that says we take CEPA seriously. Yep. If you believe that something unlawful is happening, this is what we want you to do. This is who we want you to talk to.
Got it. Okay. So create a process and policy, make sure it's in your handbook, and make sure everybody knows it so that they know that they can be comfortable to come forward. I think one of the things that we really differentiated in the other episode where we were talking to the employees on CEPA is, I think a lot of times you have this thought in your head, and most employers are probably watching this and really concerned that the thing you're worried about is someone's going to whistleblow. And usually when we think of a whistleblower, it's like a news story, right? Somebody comes forward and they go, I'm broadcasting this to the whole world. What really happens in most, large, medium, and small size businesses is that somebody thinks something's going wrong. They come forward to their manager, the CEO, whoever. But then instead of that person just going, no, this isn't illegal or wrong, or yeah, you know what, you might be right, we need to change this process, they do something else, right? And that's what CEPA is really protecting against.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's important to stop there on 2 points. Number one is an employer, an employee can report under CEPA or meet the reporting requirement under CEPA very easily. They could write you a text. They could write you an email. They could say it verbally. Hey, I don't think I should be doing this. And it's not just an employee that has to lay out everything that they think is illegal. It's enough for the employee to say, hey, I think that the way we're billing isn't correct. It might be illegal, or we might be doing something that's not proper. And if they say that they think that it is, if they say that they, refuse to participate in it, or they think that we shouldn't do it as a company, you really have to take that seriously.
Yep. Okay. So that's the first thing.
That's the first thing. And the second thing is, a lot of times as an employer, what you're going to have the inclination to do is, well, this employee doesn't know what they're talking about. Let's just have them do something else, or let's wall them off from this process. And I think that almost immediately gives this, this perception of retaliation. Well, I used to do this billing, and now I told them that I didn't think we were doing it properly, and they immediately took it away from me. So that's almost creates a hook right away.
Right. Okay.
And so as an employer, you really want to be careful about your immediate reaction. And again, it's a lot easier for a bigger company because they're so compartmentalized and they have some different departments. And we could talk about what a bigger company can do differently than from a smaller company. But from a smaller company, usually the person that's reporting is reporting to the CEO because there's not much of a hierarchy.
Right.
And so as the CEO, you got to not have this visceral reaction right away.
And so, right, because I think that it's easy to get emotional, right? It's easy to go, I can't believe this employee has the audacity to claim I'm doing this. We're assuming, we're not taking the ones that are doing the wrong thing, right? Again, at the top of the episode, don't do wrong things, right? But but if you think you're following the proper billing practices, use this as an example. And I think you've used an example in defrauding Medicare, right? You were saying that if you're a business that is maybe submitting claims for insurance and things like that, and the employee thinks there's a discrepancy in terms of what we're reporting and how we're reporting it. You think you're doing it correctly, they think you aren't, right? That immediate reaction of this employee is not loyal, this employee is accusing me of things is probably going to be mostly driven by emotion and make you want to do things that are not probably going to serve you well in the long run, right?
Yeah. I also think that there's a medium between we're not doing anything wrong and we knowingly are doing illegal stuff.
Right.
There might be an in-between where, hey, I didn't know I couldn't do that, right?
Right.
The old Dave Chappelle joke.
Yeah.
Didn't know I couldn't do that. And so it's possible. It's possible that your employee found something that you didn't know that you couldn't do that you're doing. And so ideally, the proper course of action is to say, oh my God, you're right. Let's correct this.
Right.
And then, if we're talking about defrauding the government, for instance, the government takes it a lot more lightly. If you find out that you did something wrong, you say, oops, we didn't know we could do something wrong. You self-report it and you go, here's your money back. They won't send you to jail.
Right.
Unless it's nonsense, but they usually won't, retaliate against you if you come forward on your own.
Right.